Welcome to Technocracy News with your host, Patrick Wood. How are you doing, Patrick?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good. We're kind of going back to something we talked about on Tuesday with the discoveries by the people who are looking into the COVID shots and the 2-year study with this article today is called Under the Skin, the Internet of Bio-Nano Things. We have the Internet of Things, and now we're looking at the Internet of Bio-Nano Things. What is this, Patrick?
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, we started out years ago with the Internet of Things. I talked about that extensively, going back 8-9 years ago, where everything is being connected, all the sensors in society, whatever, are being connected by 5G and 4G. That's all behind us at this point. So then we see there's the Internet of Bodies, which means skin type of connecting things over the skin, like smart watches and sensors like that are on the outside of your body. Then we got to the Internet of Everything, basically. It's kind of, all the other things that could be connected. But now we have a new thing called the Internet of Bio-Nano Things. That's IOBNT. You just can't make this stuff up. Now we're going under the skin in a very invasive manner, I have to say. But we see this now delivered with the COVID shots. Not all of them, but some of them, Pfizer and Moderna especially. You might remember that Moderna famously said a few years ago that mRNA basically is the software of life. And if we can manipulate that, why, we could change everything with one line of code. Okay, well, they took that off the website pretty quickly because people really freaked out, right? But it was there, and you can go back and look in the archive, Internet Archive, you'll find it. But now we now know exactly what they're doing with this so-called Internet of Bio-Nano things. These are the things that go into your blood, and they can do certain things, pre-program things to change things in your body and deliver drugs to certain regions of your body, and also just harvest information from your body. It can, and the idea here is that the biochemical reactions that we all have in our body. We're a chemical machine, first off, but they've figured out how to translate the chemical signaling into electric signals that can be picked up by the internet. So this is a revolutionary thought now that biological functions can be harvested for data. That means your body potentially could be a gold mine to people if they can get enough of the data from a lot of people of the world, like, for instance, about 73% of the world perhaps could be harvested for data. This is the new frontier, honestly. And so anyway, I had this thought when I ran across this paper that people need to understand what this is talking about. And this article came basically from a few years ago, from March 2015, actually. But it was an excellent article explaining this whole concept of the Internet of Bio-Nano Things. So I have one video at the top of this, by the way. We probably just show this as like 2 minutes. We should maybe take the whole thing at this point.
Okay.
It'll explain what I'm talking about here.
All right, here we go.
The ongoing projects also include biologically engineered communication systems. This work grounds on multidisciplinarity with the ultimate goal to understand the interaction among biological cells and harness this interaction for groundbreaking medical applications. An exemplary application is an advanced drug delivery to the well-protected brain regions. In collaboration with our partners, we engineer cells called Bio-Nano machines, which have specific structure acquired via advanced machine learning algorithms to contain potent diagnostic and therapeutic molecules. Bio-Nano machines are covered with nanoparticles sensitive to specific wavelengths in the electromagnetic spectrum. When stimulated with signals from the external world, the nanoparticle presence evokes a series of physiological reactions that modulate cellular activity. Bio-Nano machines can also release therapeutic extracellular vesicles that contain potent cargo, which provides biocompatible and target-selective healthcare solutions. An intravenous injection of extracellular vesicles represents an alternative way of administration. The extracellular vesicles survive in the cardiovascular network, where they diffuse and eventually reach the target. They can even cross some of the most stringent barriers in the body, like the blood-brain barrier. And deliver their cargo to their target location. Our multidisciplinary research provides smart solutions through advanced technologies, which are fundamental for the evolution of healthcare system and MIoT. To learn more about our work, visit our website. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more about this topic, you are welcome to visit our website at www.wallisingham.com.
Wow.
Okay. Well, you might have seen the credits at the end of that included the European Commission. And so this was a high level short movie, video, whatever, explaining what this is all about. And there you have NTUNU. You have a company called Holoscope, and you have the European Union Commission itself. Mm-hmm. So this is revolutionary stuff. I'm sure most people don't have a clue what we're talking about here, but hey, it's on the video. You can see it. It's easy to understand once you get the concept that data can be harvested from your internal organs, your heart, your veins, your brain. Everything can be made to cough up data. So there's a gold mine in this, obviously, for whoever could get their hands on this data eventually, because this is where AI will shine, because AI is all about taking data. This is pure data, by the way, not just rehashed data. This is what AI loves to gets its hands on, so it can figure out what's going on in you. Well, there was no warning that this nanotechnology was being pumped into our veins when this mRNA injectables came out from Pfizer and Moderna. Nobody had a clue. They just told us, oh, it's safe and defective and defective. It's safe and effective, they said. And we just weren't supposed to think about these things. But now we know they were doing this all the time. In other words, there was two payloads. One was the mRNA itself that changes the way our body will process or make certain spike proteins, for instance, to deal with viruses and stuff. Well, it really didn't do that. It was a horrible experiment, just flopped. But there was another payload. We discussed that in our on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
We see now that they were injecting these communication devices. I don't think that experiment was necessarily successful, but they've plowed the new ground at this point, And the next iteration probably will be more successful than the first one. First one was. But now we see this internet of bio-nano things is coming together. It may not be active like they want it to be, but you can see these microscopic self-assembling nano machines being created in the bloodstream. This is incredible. And people don't have a clue. They just did it to us. They just did it. This is what the incredible thing. These you can't say them. They're crooks, whatever. They're fraudsters. I don't know how to explain it, but who would think that the public of the world would go for this?
Yeah, they wouldn't, and that's why they had to hide it and put it in the shots without telling anyone. Because that's what I was going to say after the video. Don't you want to be the first one to sign up to inject yourself with nanobots? But this graph I find interesting. They model them basically directly off of our cells.
Yes, exactly so. Well, see, as I said, we are a chemical machine, and our cells, they communicate with each other. That's a mystery of life that we really don't understand, but it's absolutely amazing how God made us to do this, right? So all of the communication within our body that produces hormones, proteins, DNA, etc., all these things are chemical reactions by and large. But however, it mimics basically communications like with the internet. And when they discovered, looking into the cell, when they discovered, oh, that looks like the nucleus here, that looks like a memory chip, or or they look at the ribosomes, for instance, that looks like another part of a memory chip or a processing chip. And when they started to experiment with this, they said, "Wow, we can crack this nut to line up those elements of the cell to measure the chemical reactions taking place and pick it up with a sensor and export it out of the body with wireless technology." And basically, we have our whole body is exuding wireless communications, potentially. It may not be today, but mind you, this may be in the future, not necessarily right today for everybody. But this is the plan, and we can see it taking place right now.
And the question is, who will get their hands on that data? Who will be the one that gets their hands on it?
That's right. It's not you. It's you, not you and me, by the way.
Yeah.
That's obviously, when I used to talk about smart meters being installed on people's houses to suck data out of the house and sell it to other people, I said, you're never going to get any money for that. They want the data, but they do not want to pay you for it.
Yeah.
Right? It's your data from inside your house, your TV, your showers, your water heater, whatever. That's your business. Nobody outside your house could have that, except they just did it. They put the smart meters on, and there you go. Yep. And the same thing is happening here now with our bodies. They're not asking us how much would it be worth for us to allow them to have all this data that could potentially be collected from our body. And at this point, they started the process. Now, this mRNA technology is going to be used for every single shot in the future. Mm-hmm. It's already been, they're lining up with the FDA right now with lots of applications. They'll be fast-tracked to get them through, but for even simple things like measles, mumps, and whatever it is, rubella, whatever.
Yeah.
All these shots are being converted to messenger RNA type shots. So will they also have the dual payload system? Yes, they will. This is the idea.
And people will
So
line
eventually
up
they're going to get it right.
Yeah. People will keep lining up and getting them. I mean, they still are. I mean, a lot of people aren't waking up and they're not, but there's still a bunch of people that are. All right, we're on a break.
Wow.
We got to go to a break and we'll come back in just a moment.
Hello, I'm Brandon House. Is the government tracking you? Do they have access to all your data? Well, if you go to worldviewtalk.com, you'll find out about a cell phone company that, well, does not store your data. They don't do that. This is what they're known for. They don't store your data. You have privacy. You're not being tracked. That's why a lot of folks are turning to worldviewtalk.com. You'll find their prices are very competitive. All the details are there at worldviewtalk.com. Again, worldviewtalk.com. Oh, while you're there, not only do they have cell phones that aren't tracking you, you can find out about how to get a satellite phone. Should the whole system go down and you want to communicate with a family member or a loved one, you might want to have a satellite phone. Or how about their solar generators? They have great solar generators. Check them all out right now. Worldviewtalk.com, worldviewtalk.com. Hello, I'm Brandon House. I want to thank you for all your support at wvwfoundation.com that helps make possible pushing out 24/7 content for free. Without your support, we'd have to put it all behind a paywall. But thanks to you and your support through our foundation, we're able to push it out for free as a broadcast service and broadcast ministry of WVW Foundation. Please consider going there and setting up an automatic monthly contribution, or go there and make an occasional contribution. If you prefer to support us through the mail, you'll find our mailing address there at wvwfoundation.com. You can also call and make your contribution over the phone by calling 901-825-0652. That's 901-825-0652. Again, all these details are available at wvwfoundation.com. Thank you for your support as we try to help people around the world understand the times through the lens of a Christian worldview.
All right, welcome back to Technocracy News with Patrick Wood. Now, Patrick, you're going to be talking a lot about this with your panel in the upcoming summit in September, right?
Exactly so. I want to encourage people to sign up now. You don't have to, you're not going to pay anything for it, but I encourage people to get on their list. The RSVP button it works. We've had hundreds of people already signed up, but this is going to be a blockbuster. We call it a symposium, but this information has never been put in the context of the overall war against humanity. This is going to be stunning when people see this around the world. We're going to have live stream your organization, Worldview Tube is going to be the originator, but we're going to stream it all over the world. We're going to stream it to Europe, to North America, to Australia, to Asia. There's going to be people all over the world that will want to pick up on this. So I encourage people to get after it right away. The people that are presenting are spectacular in their field. We have David Hughes, PhD from the United Kingdom. We have Daniel Brody from a PhD from Japan. By the way, Brody was one of the co-authors of the paper we looked at on Tuesday. We have Dr. Lissa Johnson, PhD from Australia. And then we have, of course, our MC is going to be Catherine Austin Fitz, who alternates between Tennessee and the Netherlands at this point. I know I think she's in the Netherlands right this second, but she'll be back in time for our symposium. So I encourage people, get on board with this. You don't want to miss this. You can't hide your head in the sand anymore on it.
Yep. And you can find everything at technocracy.news, correct? Or technocracy,
Exactly.
or you can do technocracy.news/omnivore, or there's a QR code you can scan as well.
Exactly. So anyway, this is going to be a fantastic event. Nothing like it. It's going to be global in scope. It's going to be international in that sense. We have everybody. We have 4 continents represented here. It's going to be an amazing thing to see, I think.
Good. Do you want to go on to the next article?
Absolutely.
The next article we're covering is Study All AI Large Language Models Lean Left. Well, that's not surprising because everything that they create leans left nowadays. I mean, all the search engines. Have you seen some of the stuff where when you search certain things in the search engine and it doesn't pull up what you even asked for? And that's kind of what AI is learning off of, is it not?
Well, it is. There's 2 reasons why this might be possible. We see this phenomena. And by the way, all the stuff in blue at the top of each article is my take on it, okay? Mm-hmm. So when I post the article, I don't necessarily agree with the article, but I want people to see what other experts are saying in the field, and that gives you a clue. Hopefully, my comments will explain what's below. But what we see here are 2 things they're expressing concern over. One is just the left-leaning bias. But why would that happen? Well, there could be 2 things. One is that people, the programmers, are making it that way. They're skewing in their own bias even before learning to cough up left-leaning answers. Now, the other possibility is that since the internet is full of garbage already, left-wing garbage, that makes some sense that the learning process itself will pick up the bias. But you know what? It could be both. It could be the programmers and the bias, the natural bias of the internet already. But having said that, I want to explain, this is an important point here. The issue is not really what I call the front-facing aspect of this software, this AI software. In other words, when you go to do a search, or you're writing a term paper, or you're doing some research or whatever, this is what this is all talking about. That's the left-wing leaning bias. But that's not really the intent of AI in the first place. I wouldn't want people to get off on that tangent to follow that rabbit hole, because the basic payload of AI is not that. It basically is going to be all of the data, the raw data that's coming out of the world from all of these networks, like the IoT, that's Internet of Things. We just talked about this, Internet of Everything, the Internet of Bodies, and now we have the Internet of Nanobio things. Also, and of course you have all the financial transactions and stuff like that. This is where data is going to be generated, pure data, not rehashed data. This is the essence of the control system that can be implemented with AI to control everything in society. It doesn't matter what the useful idiots, or the idiots, useful or not, go after to search stuff and use the front-facing application. The back end is what is really key here to understand. That has nothing to do with left wing or right wing. So when you consider all of these data centers that are being created around the world, in our country, tons of them around. You just have Musk has his data center near you. And there's tons of these things being constructed. We have 3 already in Phoenix or Mesa. It's amazing. They're sucking all of our power away from us. But here, ask yourself a question. Why do you need all this huge infrastructure for server farms to answer your questions on the internet? Do you really think they care about what you even ask?
No.
Or no way. These data centers are designed to suck up all of this other data to make sense of it, to turn around and control you.
Yep.
Period. There's no other answer. You cannot make a stretch at all that all these data centers are just going to be there to pump out data for you.
No. There's something way bigger than that. If they're building all these all over the place. There's something way bigger than that. And they're also able to sell this data too. I mean, data has become like gold to these people.
Yes, it is. That's exactly right. That phrase was coined many years ago now, that data is the new gold, the new oil.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of these social media sites, like everyone's saying TikTok and all these other ones, are also stealing data and selling it. But this is on a way larger scale. You're going in and you're taking the data from inside your own body.
Yes, exactly. So,
well,
what we talked, I think maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about this concept of digital twins.
Uh-huh.
You might remember that. That the concept is, even with the Earth, they want to make a digital twin of the whole planet, composite with everything that's happening on planet Earth, including the people, and now the nano bio interfaces as well. They want to do this, and they have the ability to actually do that now on a grand scale. And that's absolutely astonishing to people to realize that this could actually happen with AI.
Yeah. Could this also be used to sabotage? Like, could they use this to? Well, my first question was going to be actually, could this data be used to help them create more powerful AI, like
it can't
more human-like?
Yes, absolutely.
By studying the inside of our bodies, they're able to get information to the AI to make it more human-like.
That's right. The more that you can drill into the data, you learn more for the AI to operate on it. Just this is seen all the time with all of these experiments. Well, Neuralink is a good example. Neuralink started out with a dream.
Yeah.
It learned along the way how to do this. Well, how do these sensors going to work when they get in your brain? Well, they tied it to AI programs who figured out everything, where the signals are coming from, what they mean, et cetera, and even to the point now where they can actually image what you're thinking on a screen. It basically shows up. You can see how, where it's similar, not exact, but they can actually peer into your brain now to figure out what's going on, what you're looking at, what you're dreaming about.
Things.
Exactly. Here's a maxim. When data is collected from any object, I don't care what it is, this is a truism, this is a law of the jungle, I don't know, but it's maybe it's Pat Wood's lockup, but never know. I think that you have to say that the object of collecting data on anything, a factory or your body,
mm-hmm.
the only purpose of doing that is to turn that data around to control the object from which it was collected from. We see, for instance, in factories, why would you put sensors in a factory if you didn't want to control it somehow
or change it?
Yeah, like how about the lights on your dashboard on your car, even, or you get a air message says you need put air in your tire, right front tire.
Mm-hmm.
Always the data is collected for the sake of turning around and manipulating whatever it is you took it from.
Yeah,
this is true top to bottom. Everywhere you look, this is going to be true. So if all this data is harvested from us and our bodies and everything else in our life, the purpose is control of everything. When people really get a wind of how minute this control will be, we're talking scientific dictatorship like the likes of which we've never even considered before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time for today. We had another one that was really interesting too, and we could pick that up on Tuesday. Do you have anything you want to say to close this out?
No, I don't, but stay tuned.
Yep, and find all these articles at technocracy.news and also learn about OmniWar, the symposium coming up September 21st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It'll be here on Worldview Tube as well as other places. So just keep listening and figure out, we'll keep coming out with more stuff about it as we get closer.
You bet.
All right. Thank you, guys.